Hey, welcome to worshiptutorials.com. My name is Brian. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play an electric guitar part, kind of a lead rhythm hybrid part for the song Fierce by Jesus Culture. This is going to follow their Let It Echo live album, the live version from that album. So on that album, they do it in the key of D, and I find the key of D is pretty high for this song. So I'm going to show you in the key of C because I think that's where we would sing it. That's where I do it on the Worship Tutorials acoustic video. I did it in C, and I think a lot of churches are probably going to gravitate to that key because it's a lot easier to sing. But if you want to do it with the album, just move everything up 2 frets and you'll have it. So if you click the links below to head to worshiptutorials.com, you can get all kind of resources for this song. You can see me play it all the way through on electric guitar. You can see me play it on acoustic, teach it on acoustic. You'll see this video there where I'm teaching it. You can get chord charts. I even have a multi-track and an acoustic version that you can just buy from like iTunes or listen on Spotify, anything like that. So a lot of stuff on this song at Worship Tutorials. Click the link and head over there. Okay, so I'm going to break this song down into basically let's see, 4 main parts. You're going to have the intro, lead, lick part. And that kind of comes around every once in a while in the song. You're going to have something to play during verse 2. I don't think there are any electric guitar parts in verse 1, so I just wouldn't play there. You're going to have a chorus part. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 different things you can play for the chorus. And then there's the solo. Actually, don't play in the solo. There's the bridge part. So you got the intro, the verse, the bridge, and the chorus sections. Let me talk real quick about gear, how to get this sound. I don't think that you have to get exactly what Jesus Culture has. You can just use what you've got, and you can get pretty close. But I am playing a Shelton Electric Instruments Time Flight GTX. This is a really awesome guitar. We have a review of it at Worship Tutorials. There's a link below where you can check more out on that. It's got a Porter wide range humbucker in the bridge and a Jazzmaster neck. I'm going to do a lot of work on the bridge, and then I'm going to flip into the middle position to get some quiet, some not so driven sounds. I'm using a Line 6 Helix. I've got an AC30 amp model. I'm running it pretty hot, and I'm running a lot of drive in front of it, a tube screamer and a Klon. And this is important on this one. I'll turn all the drive off and show you. I'm running dotted eighth and quarter note delay at the same time, and it's at 79 BPM if you want to dial that in on your delay pedal, because getting that delay sound is important, and when you hit a note, it sounds like... So you hear that down, 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 and then it kind of goes into one another. They kind of gallop and mush together, which I kind of like. And so that's how I'm getting the delay sound. I'm not running a lot of reverb. You can run kind of whatever you want to do to taste, but that'll kind of get you close. So, you know, like a driven Vox kind of a sound. I'm using a bridge wide range humbucker. Okay, so to find the intro thing, I'm going to turn this delay off and just teach you this intro lick. I use the A minor pentatonic scale a lot of times to find something in a song. And so we're in the key of C, so the A minor pentatonic would be the minor pentatonic you would use. It's the relative minor to C major. And that scale looks like this. And our lead line is pretty much in that scale. So it's 5th fret on the G string, and then you jump to the 5th fret on the E string. So those 2 notes, 5th fret G, 5th fret E, and then you're going to go 8th fret, and I get it with my pinky, on the B string. So 5th fret G, 5th fret E, 8th fret B, and then you walk down that minor pentatonic scale. You can put this note, which is the 6th fret on the B string, and then 5th fret B string, and then back down to 5th fret G string, 5th fret E string again, 8th fret B string, and then you jump down on the G string to the 4th fret. And then I like to slide up to the 7th fret, still on the G string, and to the 9th fret. Okay, so I'm going to walk through that really slowly. Again, I'll just call out the notes. 5th fret G, 5th fret E, 8th fret B, 6th fret B to 5th fret B, and then 5th, you kind of do it again. 5th fret G, 5th fret E, 8th fret B, and then 4th fret G. Slide up to 7, 9. And when you play it, it looks like this, really slow. 2, 3, 4. That was pretty slow. And one thing, I like to get the 5th fret, so you're jumping a string. You're going from G to E on the 5th fret. I kind of like to bar it, but you don't want those notes to ring out. So in other words, you don't want them to ring together. So you don't want this. Because when you have all that drive and delay, it'll get really nasty sounding. So you want to kind of lift your finger off the G string when you go to the E. So, okay. That's kind of one thing I thought made it sound better. So I'm going to turn all the drive on and the delays and play it at tempo, and it sounds like this. So you might notice I came back down to the 5th fret G string to end the phrase. And that's it. It's a pretty simple line, pretty simple lead line. And if you're not used to playing lead guitar, this would kind of be a good one to sort of wade into the waters of playing lead guitar. It's not difficult. You could hear there where if you let other notes ring out, it kind of sounds sloppy because I kind of let some other notes kind of jump in where they shouldn't be. And you can hear how it kind of muddies it up and mucks it up. Now, one thing, if you have a tremolo on your guitar, you're going to want to do that. So you'd want to go. If I had a tremolo, you kind of want to give it a little bit of something there. If you don't, you can kind of try and do some with your finger. But it's good to give that note some movement there, whether you're doing it with a tremolo or you're just doing it with your finger. And that's kind of an art in and of itself. One that I'm not so good at, so it's somewhere an area I can improve on. Okay, that is the intro lead lick, and it comes around every once in a while. You can just listen through the song and hear where it comes around. Okay, so the next thing you would actually play in the song is the chorus. So when you hit the chorus, I like to keep all the drive on. If you listen to the album, it's a big guitar sound there. I might have a little too much drive on with the Klon and the Tube Screamer model into the kind of cranked AC30. But you can play the chorus one of two ways, really. You can play open chords, so F to C, to A minor, to G. So that's open chords down on the bottom of the neck. If you've got an acoustic player who's playing that already, you might want to play something else. So you can play these variations that I'm going to show you. So if you think of a C shape, but you play it with your pinky, this is actually not easy to do. If you play with your pinky, ring finger, and middle finger where you would play a C major chord, and you just slide that up as though it's a bar chord, you come up to where you're barring on the 5th fret. That's an F. Okay, but you really don't need this pinky, so what I like to do is take my index finger, bar on the 5th fret, put my ring finger on the B string, 6th fret, and put my middle finger. My ring finger then goes on the D string on the 7th fret. And then you don't really want to play these bottom strings, so you can just kind of mute them with that finger. So your chord sounds like this. And that's an F. Okay? And then you can go to a C, keep your index finger barred on the 5th fret, and do a mini bar on the 8th fret on the B and the E strings. That would be a C. And then you want to go A minor, and an A minor bar chord just looks like this. So you have an E minor bar chord shape. So your index finger hasn't even moved, which makes this a pretty easy part. And then you put your ring finger and pinky finger on the 7th fret of the A and the D strings. And then you play a G. You can play it here. Or you take that F that you played and move it up 2 frets. Okay, so if you play that whole thing, the F looks like this. Like a tidal wave to C. Crashing over me to A minor. And rushing in to meeting me here to G. You can play here. Or you can play here. Your love is fierce. Okay, and when you put the drive and stuff on it, it'd sound like this. Okay, so that's not a bad part to play on rhythm, sort of electric guitar, especially if your acoustic or another guitar player is playing down here. It gives it a little bit different feeling. Okay, there's a lot of ways, a lot of voicings you can use to play, you know, F, C, A minor, G. So you can kind of pick your favorite, but those are 2 options for you. Then we hit the verse. Now for the verse part, I like to take some drive away. So I turn off the drive pedals that are sitting in front of the amp, and I just let the amp kind of have a little bit of drive on its own. And I'm flipping to the middle pickup position. And this all is kind of happening right here on the 5th and 7th and 8th fret. You're kind of here this whole time, which is your A minor pentatonic scale. So, you know, kind of your index fingers on the 5th, your middle fingers on the 6th, your ring fingers on the 7th, and your pinky fingers on the 8th. That's kind of where your hand's going to live for this whole song. And we're going to do 16th note sort of picking. So, and that's on the G string on the 5th fret. It's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Then I jump down to the, it would be the D string, 5th fret. And a 4 E and a. Then I go up to the 7th fret on the D string. And then I like to slide up to the 9th fret on the D string. And then go back to the G on the 5th. It's pretty simple. And when you turn all the stuff on with the delay on, it sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. So that got us into the chorus, okay? So the last part of the song that we need to go over is the bridge part. You chase me down, seek me out. And this is what I hear on the album. So I'm kind of using exactly the same settings as I would for the verse. And it's down here. Chase me down, seek me out. How could I be lost when you have called me found? And this could not be easier. So it's, I just use my index finger. It's all on the E string, the low E string, 1st fret. And I think at the first time through it, they do 8th notes. So 1 and 2 and. Then slide up to the 5th fret. Down to the 3rd fret. That's it. Do it again. 1st fret. Me down. Seek me out. 5th fret. 3rd fret. If you want the 2nd time through, you can flip to the bridge, and now they're going to do 16th notes. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. It sounds like this. Chase me down. You seek me out. How could I be lost when you have called me found? Stay on that 3rd fret. Like a tidal wave. So, that was a poor version of me singing it right there. But then you're into that big chorus sound. So you play that big chorus at the end, and then you end with the lead line a couple times for the outro. So that's it. That's Fierce on electric guitar. Really a pretty simple one to do. This one's a lot of fun to play, especially like I said, if you're sort of new to playing electric guitar or playing lead parts at all. This is a cool one to check out because it's not very difficult. I hope this was helpful. Hey, head over to worshiptutorials.com where you can get all those resources. If you like this kind of content, we're uploading more all the time. So please subscribe here on YouTube. Share it with your friends. Comment on the video. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Bye.